So today I want to focus on uninformed voters and the threat to democracy. If you have watched any of the Water's World segments on the O'Reilly Factor, or seen any of Jimmy Kimmel's videos, you know that a lot of Americans know more about Kim Kardashian's butt than they do about politics. One of my favorite Jimmy Kimmel videos is when they talk about Trump's policies and say it was Clinton's, and people say they support it, but they don't support Trump. People don't know. Of course, I'm not talking about you, the humble listener, as, of course, you listen to the show and actually care about what's going on in the world around you. I'm talking more about those people who don't listen to the show. Now, our founding fathers never envisioned a country where the citizens did not care about election. They had fought hard to get this democracy, so to just throw it away to them was completely unfathomable. Democracy protects us from an overbearing government because we can vote them out if they're doing things we just don't like. But what if we are uninformed, or possibly even worse, misinformed, of the things politicians are doing or what they stand for? As you well know, we live in a world of me, myself, and I, where we take more pictures of ourselves than we do of other people and the things around us. People simply don't care about something unless it affects them. Unfortunately, in politics, by the time it does affect you, it may be too late. Some people had to learn this the hard way with Obamacare. One day they have their insurance they were completely happy with, and the next day lose it, and they have to find a new plan that's twice as expensive. If we don't stay informed, we fall victim to bandwagon slogans that politicians use well, but are actually false. To use my previous example, remember Obama's quote, "You can keep your insurance plan," or, my favorite from Hillary, "equal pay for equal work." If one were just to do a cursory investigation of these quotes, they would know that they are just political hot air. If we look at Hillary's claim, we realize that there are already numerous laws in effect to protect equal pay. Notably, the Equal Pay Act of 1962, which mandates that males and females must be paid equally for the same work, literally what Hillary is talking about, and we have Title VII of the Civil Rights Act 1964, which prohibits pay, hiring, and promotion discrimination based on sex. But politicians say these words because they know sooner or later it will trickle down to social media, and one of your friends will post on their Facebook or Twitter, or the only place Americans even get news these days, which is social media. Then you see it and say, "Yeah, that sounds good, Hillary. We want equal pay for women. I'll vote for her." When there is literally nothing she can do on this issue, as there's already laws in place. Politicians know that these populist statements always work. Now, Democrats aren't the only culprits. Nobody can ever forget Bush 41's campaign slogan of "no new taxes," when again, if you looked into the issue at the time, you would have known this could not have been possible. The same is also true of negative tax. The Democrats have been very effective in this game of negative tax. According to Democrats, the Republicans are anti-everything. They're anti-woman, anti-black, anti-indigent, anti-immigrant, anti-peace. Heck, they can even get you to believe that they're anti-bunny if they wanted to. They spell out the same slogans and half-truth facts that once again make their way through social media until one of these uninformed voters sees it and believes it. Next thing you know, you are a sexist and a racist if you're a Republican, because obviously that's what the party represents. Now, black Republicans get treated the worst because of this kind of notion. Then we have what is possibly worst of all. People voting based on characteristics that have nothing to do with policy. It makes me sick when I hear people, and Hillary herself, say we need to vote in Hillary because it's time for a woman president. They don't care that she had top secret information on a computer, through which, once again, there's an FBI investigation, that she got money through her nonprofit from other countries when she was Secretary of State, or the fact that 4 American heroes were killed in Benghazi because of her actions. According to them, the only qualification that matters is that she is a woman. If you don't believe this, then you are a sexist. The same thing for Donald Trump. Don't vote for him only because you liked him in The Apprentice, or you like the way he talks and he gets angry. Vote for him because you like his policies. We were always told that politics and religion is not something you discuss at the dinner table because this always leads to arguing. Well, I think it's time we bring it back to the dinner table with your family, or even your lunch table with your colleagues. Let's be honest. If you're not arguing about this, you'll probably be arguing about something else. It might as well be something productive. If you have children, discuss politics with them and share with them your views and why you hold them. And I would say even show them the other person's views. I would even say discuss these things with your frat frat brothers, or at least when they are sober. Politics may not be the sexiest topic to discuss, but it is an important one. And finally, do your research. In the Google age, there is no excuse to not know at least a little about each candidate. Go to their campaign websites, go to CNN or FoxNews.com, and most importantly, listen to this show. I had to plug myself. But seriously, just get your news from sources other than Twitter and Facebook, or whatever social media you may get it from. Before you decide to buy a car or even a TV, I'm sure the vast majority of you have at least go look at reviews and the specifications of the product. The least you can do is put the same amount of time in deciding what candidate to vote for. Again, I'm not talking about all of you in particular, but your friends who don't care as much as you do to at least listen to shows like this. So get out there and do some research and start a discussion with your family and friends. This next election is one of the most important in history. It can change our future, so we definitely do not need uninformed or misinformed voters. So where do you fall on all this, Claire?
I do believe that people could be more informed. There are some party lines, as you call them, that are true. Equal pay for equal work is still an issue. You are legally obligated to offer the same salary, but...
You have to give it. I mean, if you don't, they can sue you in federal court.
Yeah, no, it's the same base salary, but it turns out that once you actually apply things, plus when you take out taxes,
Well, I mean, of course, when you do stuff with someone who has more experience or stuff like that, they're going to get paid more. But my whole thing is, we have these two laws in effect that say you have to pay women if they do the exact same job with the exact same work as men. You have to pay them the same, and you have to give them the same promotion opportunities. You can't fire them because they are a woman. We have all these protections for this. So my whole thing with that is Hillary Clinton says this thing, yet what can she do about it? She can't pass a law that's already a law.
I don't know. There could be harsh regulations. I don't know anything about the policy end. There is still a call for the slogan. I'm not sure what her intended policy questions are. That should be a question that you should tweet. Candidate Hillary Clinton.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, they use these and it sounds real. I mean, you hear that, like, everybody's for that. Of course I'm for equal pay for women. Everybody is for that. Well, not everybody, but vast 90% of people, I would hope, are for that. Everybody's for equal pay for everybody if they're doing the same job. So they say these things, and then they try to make it seem like, well, the other party must be against it. They're against the equal pay. That's how they kind of frame it, when that's absolutely not the truth. Of course, Republicans are for equal pay for women.